Hi guys, here today at the Salt Lake City International Airport. This airport is brand new. It opened 2 weeks ago. I've flown out, I've flown back in, I've walked through this entire airport, and I have some thoughts I'll share with you. You should know I am not an expert on airports per se. That said, over the last 10 years, I've flown over 1 million miles and been to over 70 countries. I've been to a ton of airports like Singapore and Heathrow, Amsterdam, places that are renowned for air travel. And so I'm going to give you my perspectives and my opinions from a frequent traveler's point of view. In the case of Salt Lake, there's 10 things I love about this airport and 3 things that might need a little improvement, at least in my opinion. Let's jump right in. First thing I love about the new Salt Lake City Airport is the curbside. They use a method that is used all over the world where the arrivals and departures are on different levels. And so the top level, you come in, you arrive, and you hop out of your vehicle and you go straight into the ticketing. Whereas on the bottom level, you can come out and you can go grab your ride share or go get a rental car. This will alleviate a ton of congestion. It was very badly needed in Salt Lake City. And it's a method that a lot of other places around the world use. It's really efficient. So A+, good job on this feature of the new Salt Lake City Airport. The second thing I loved about the Salt Lake City Airport is the new ticketing area. It's all right here on the top level. It's all consolidated. If you remember the old Salt Lake City Airport, depending upon the airline you were taking, you had to go to one of 2 separate terminals. Now it's all together. When I first came here and saw this, I thought it was a little bit small. In my mind, I was expecting a big grand hall like you have in San Francisco and maybe some of the other international airports like Singapore or Istanbul. But you got to remember, Salt Lake City is just a mid-sized airport. There's a few international flights in and out of here, but really, we're just mid-sized, and it works really well. While you're there, check out the waterfall. This is a piece of artwork done by a local artist. Kind of a nice touch. Number 3 is the canyon. After you drop off your bags, you head from the ticketing area through the canyon to the main concourse. Now you'll have to step off to go through security, but the canyon is this beautiful artistic hallway that has these lights and this unique design up on the walls. After you go through security, you'll find shops that are there, as well as some restaurants. It's really unlike anything I've seen, and it certainly gives the airport a unique vibe. And that's one thing, there's a lot of local artwork in this airport, and there's some yet to come is what I understand, but very unique, and I quite liked the canyon. Next is security. It seems like it's a big plus from the old airport. A lot more space, a lot more lanes, and they use some pretty modern technology. Now, the airport wasn't really crowded when I was there. The big test will be after COVID, how it handles the big crowds, but a big plus for security. Once you've made your way through the canyon, you arrive into the main concourse in this grand lobby with floor-to-ceiling windows looking northward out onto the tarmac. This is really one of my favorite places in the entire airport. It's spacious, there are a lot of chairs, a lot of tables you can eat, there's shopping nearby. A great place to unwind before or after a long flight. Really reminds me of a couple of other airports that have a space similar to this. One is nearby in Portland, Oregon, and the other is in Sydney, Australia. So we're on number 6 now. One thing I love about this new airport are the windows and the use of natural light. You see that in the grand lobby that I just showed, but everywhere in the airport there are windows and natural light just flooding in. Best of all, they showcase Salt Lake City's mountain views, which are in every direction. If you walk out to the end of the concourse, there's another waiting area and more windows, more natural light coming in. The views are great. The old airport had virtually no views, and they've changed that now, and I love it about the new airport. So there's lots of familiar places to dine in the new airport, including Market Street Grill, You also have Squatters Pub and Brewery, and there's a Cafe Rio as well. You have a lot of new options, such as Shake Shack and many others that are still on their way. In the meantime, if you want to get some shopping done, there's a duty-free shop. You have a Johnston & Murphy that I'm really excited about. You've got Hip and Humble and many other stores, including a KSL store. Who knew you could pick up some stuff at KSL before you go on that long flight? Number 8 now is a feature designed specifically for the Salt Lake City International Airport, and that is this large greeting room, which is located just past security as you're leaving the airport, right in the canyon. This spacious place is perfect to welcome home a loved one. Oftentimes missionaries are coming home and their families will come and greet them at the airport, and it can kind of clog up the main thoroughfare. And with this new greeting room, they're kind of out of the way, but it's the perfect place to welcome home a loved one. So number 9 on my list is the lower level and the baggage claim area. This is obviously as you're exiting the airport, and this area is very modern and artsy. You've got these cool little seats and shelves, and as you make your way to the baggage claim, there's 8 different carousels, which is an improvement over the old Salt Lake City Airport. Everything's well marked and easy to find too. Even just the flow of this place, if you've never been here before, it's easy to figure out where you're going, whether it be the parking garage or to pick up a rental car. So I think it's something that most travelers are going to like. It's just easy to find your way around here. Let's talk about the Sky Club Lounge. Now, I realize this is not accessible to everyone. In the Delta system, I think you have to be platinum or diamond before you have access to the lounge. But Delta has really gone above and beyond here. They've really created a fantastic space here that will accommodate literally hundreds of people. And I think it's really one of the nicer ones that I've been to. Certainly in the United States, this is among the nicest lounges I've been. And even in the world, it's on par with some of the lounges like in Singapore and Amsterdam's Schiphol Airport. The KLM lounge might be a half a step better than this, but the food options here are great. Even with COVID, there's a ton of snacks, there's sandwiches, there's any sort of drinks you want. There's 2 different bars. I don't think one of them's even open yet, but there's 2 different bars here and all sorts of space. The seating is really nice, all sorts of lounge chairs. You can overlook the canyon, or you can choose to go to a different section where you're overlooking the North Tarmac. There's even an outdoor section, which is kind of interesting. I don't think it'll get too busy during the winter or the hot summer months, but kind of a cool place if you like to hear aircraft, I guess. They've got a couple sections that are closed. I'm sure they're just waiting for COVID to end, and then they'll open all of it back up. But views everywhere. Once again, good use of windows and natural light. And so you've got these well-heeled travelers that'll be sitting back enjoying the beautiful view at Salt Lake City. And I think it's important that Salt Lake City have a good lounge. So many people connect through here, and it's just nice to have a good place to rest, to stay, and to wait for your next flight. And who knows, maybe I've even connected through cities before because they have a better lounge. And certainly the last lounge in Salt Lake City was mediocre, and this one clearly they've gone above and beyond. There's even a little section back here where you can kind of pick your own little cubicle or desk. And you know what? They even have showers. It seems kind of crazy if you're not a frequent traveler, but if you ever go international, sometimes it's nice to hop in a private shower and freshen up before your next flight. And you can do that now here, at least once COVID ends. And so there you have it. The lounge at the Salt Lake City International Airport, 10 out of 10. They've really gone above and beyond. So there we are, 10 things I love about the new airport. And you should know, overall, I think it's a fantastic new airport. I'm excited to fly in and out of this place. However, I did mention there's 3 things that could use improvement. And to be fair, I'm really having to pull out a magnifying glass here because I really give this airport like a 9.5 out of 10 score. But there were 3 things I thought of that maybe could be improved. Number 1, cell coverage. Cell coverage in the new airport wasn't that great. In the old airport, it wasn't that great either. I was constantly getting 1, maybe 2 bars. I could make a call, but really the coverage not good. It's true, you can always connect to the airport Wi-Fi, but a lot of times you can't access the airport Wi-Fi if you're out on the tarmac waiting in your plane. Sometimes it's just nice to have cell coverage, and it's not that great. Second thing I didn't love is the color palette. There's just a lot of white in this airport. The walls are white, the ceiling is white, the paint in the bathrooms white, even the canyon. It's really cool, and they've got the colored lights shining on it, but it's all just white. I was kind of hoping for some more reds, some oranges, and to mix up the color. That's why I like the downstairs lower baggage claim area, because it is kind of more of grays and silvers down in that area. A lot of white in the airport. Hopefully some of the new artwork and some of the new vendors will kind of help mix that color up a little bit. Last, and this is really nitpicking, but Cafe Rio. This is a Utah staple. Famous kind of Mexican grill, Mexican food. They downsized. There's hardly any seating area. There's always long lines, and now there's a limited menu. They don't even have pinto beans. So you can't have it all, I guess, but I was hoping that Cafe Rio would be as good as it always is. And it's still good, you just gotta wait for it, and it's a limited menu.